Okay, so
we press record and then we just go.
sorry, I wasn't sure. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm ready now. Okay.
We're good to
Okay.
go. Fabulous. Okay. We're back again with another episode of The Real
Woo,
Edit.
woo,
Thank you
woo.
so much for coming back. I think it's going to be another chit chat. I mean, it's always going to be a chit chat, and I think the last episode of maybe the episode before was a pretty hefty one. So you guys loved our first episode. I think it's been our most popular one so far, probably just because we were just chatting a load of rubbish. And it's going to be another episode like that. So yeah, we hope you enjoy, and I'll let Aimee introduce.
Also, Mercury's in the microwave now, so we figured there's no point overcomplicating it.
Oh.
We can't trust the universe to have our backs with this one. So we thought let's just have a ramble. But hang on, before I introduce the episode, we have to do our update. How's your week been?
My week's been good, actually. Work is picking up. I was trying to think. I don't know if it was my first US client, but I think it was.
That's exciting.
So that was a little bit of a win this week.
Was that the
a new country unlocked?
the one you filmed in the park?
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the one where my hair was like blown
No, it
into
wasn't.
one dreadlock because it was so windy.
The number of voice notes I got from Aimee that day, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I filmed some videos. I take off Do Not Disturb. My phone, I'm not joking. What was there, Aimee? 10 voice notes? And I literally texted her saying, do I actually have to listen to these? Because last time that happened, she literally then texted me saying, false alarm, was just having a mentee B or whatever, you don't need to listen. So I was like, do I actually have to listen to these? And she literally texts back saying, I don't think there's a single valuable piece of information in these. And I still listened to every single one. And there was not a single valuable piece of information in that.
I think that made it more appealing, to be honest.
Honestly, it was a great time. I loved it.
It's because it was my first time filming in public, actually, on my own with a tripod. And I felt like I needed Aimee there with me.
I love it.
So I was just like, every time someone walked past, I was like, there's someone walking past, I need to go and get my tripod.
The wind's blowing. I don't know if you can hear the wind. Yeah, I can hear the wind. Yeah. Thanks, Aimee. Then she started telling me about baby lambs. I was like, what? I was in the bath.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing?
God, no. Yeah, no, I saw a lamb be birthed at the weekend.
You told me about it on a voice note. I think it was number 7.
A lady pulled up her sleeve, arm up. Honestly, it was intense.
Wow.
But that was my weekend. It was actually a very cute day, but a bit graphic. What else? I don't know if there's anything else to update on today, this week.
Are your hormones back in check? Have you calmed down?
My hormones. No, literally, we've had like a full turnaround.
Stunning.
I voice noted Aimee again, shock. To like this really positive like voice note, and I was like, I'm feeling so inspired, everything's going well, the sun's out, blah blah blah. And Aimee was just like, I love this.
You're speaking my language.
Like I've had a full turnaround. I'm feeling so much better this week. It just goes to show, like, if you're just feeling that way, then just ride it.
Yeah.
And you'll get out the other end. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, to be fair. I've just been working. That's it. Nothing really else to report on. What about you?
I've got a trip to Paris coming up on, tomorrow? No, Friday, sorry. I'm going to Paris on Friday for 3 days. I did my longest run ever this week, which was fun.
Yeah, you did. How far did you go?
It was 8 kilometres, but it actually wasn't all in one, in fairness. We did stop for a coffee because basically, I don't know if I've spoken about this on the podcast before, but I host a little run club in my town that I made, and we meet on Sundays and we do a 5k loop, like a really nice loop near me, and then we go to the local cafe and they look after us, and it's just really nice, and it's all girls and it's just really positive. Anyway, I actually ran to Run Club from my house, did the run, and then ran home the long way. So I'm just slowly building up. But yeah, so it ended up being 8 kilometres, and I did the park run the day before and got a 5 kilometre PB. So I'm just loving it. I'm not naturally sporty. Like, anyone who knows me in real life will be like, oh my God, because I'm just not sporty at all. But I really love it. It makes me feel really good. So that was fun. And then what else have I done? Done some Mother's Day campaigns this week, which will probably be the last few, really, won't it? Because it's coming up, it's fast approaching. And then I bought my sister the cutest, it's her birthday in a few days. I bought my sister the cutest little jelly cat I love jelly cats. I know I'm 29, I know. But I got her little like boiled egg and soldiers jelly cat, and it's so cute. I'm really excited to give it to her because she loves that stuff. So yeah, it's been a busy work week, but I've also had like quite a few like wholesome, nice things going on. So yeah, and then off to Paris on Friday, and I'm so excited. Oh, and I'm going to go and see Burlesque tomorrow in London. I'm really excited about that too. So that's good.
Love that.
Yeah, or a burlesque show. I don't really know. But anyway, so yeah.
You're so busy, it literally stresses me out.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, I started going to therapy in September, and he basically said to me, my therapist, he was like, you have put your life on pause until everything is perfect. And like, basically, when I started going back to therapy in September, I decided to press play. So now I just fill my time with like lots of nice things and friends, and like, it's just completely changed my life. So yeah, so I do try and like book nice things in, yeah, for sure. But particularly busy at the moment, for sure.
I suppose we should probably actually start talking about today's topic.
Let's do it. So we thought for this week's episode that we would talk a little bit about like daily routines and what actually being a full-time UGC creator looks like. Because I feel like I keep seeing people post about how they're up before the sun and filming 100 videos before 8 a.m, which is so impressive. And I wish I could be that person, but I'm just not. And I've had some really nice conversations with other creators recently talking about kind of what my daily routine looks like and what works for me. And yeah, I've just had some nice comments of people saying like it's so nice to know that I'm not the only person who maybe doesn't wake up at 3 a.m. or whatever, or doesn't have this really strict morning routine, who doesn't film in the morning. So I thought we'd just like have a bit of a chinwag about, yeah, what our mornings look like and how we work as creators, because everyone's different. And it's nice to kind of share and makes it all feel a little bit more like realistic, you know?
Yeah, definitely. We did put some polls up on our Instagram, and thank you to everyone that did like vote on them. We're going to kind of like input them in as we go along, I think, because there's a couple of different topics to cover. And I guess the first would just be, we just want to demolish the myth of the perfect routine, because I don't think there is a perfect routine. Everyone works differently. Yeah, we're all completely different. One really popular like content idea at the moment, I think, is day in the lives. Like I see so many and I love them because I'm so nosy about what people get up to.
Me too.
But also, I do think sometimes obviously they are a bit staged. Like we do try and film a day that we're most productive or is the most interesting, because otherwise we might just be sat on our computers like editing away. So I think sometimes like the reels and stuff that I've seen online aren't necessarily a realistic day in the life. So I feel like although they're fun to watch, it's not necessarily accurate.
I think another way of saying, well, for me, like it's the people who put them up are all they all seem to be like morning people, which is so great because I'm not, and I'm so jealous. But like you never really see people doing the day in the life if they're more of like a night owl, and I think it's probably because you see kind of content about your morning routine, how important it is to win the morning, win the day, and so you kind of feel embarrassed or ashamed if you're not a morning person, so you probably don't put your routine out. So I just thought it would be a good idea to like talk about a less morning, less morning person morning routine. Because
I mean, neither of us are morning people, so I feel like we can't be the only ones.
I mean, I spent years in corporate trying to be a morning person. I was up at 4:20 every single day for a good few years there, and I was at my office. I commuted an hour to work, and I was there for 6 a.m. It was just not me, and I can do it, but I don't want to. Like I don't.
So obviously I'm not a morning person, and again I tried like to be with, well, you have to be with corporate, like being up at a certain time. Like my old job is like an hour away, so I used to have to get up so early, leave so early, and I'd hate every second of it. And obviously since then it's been so nice to be able to just like get up on my own routine. And this morning I had to get to my car service, which is in the town that is an hour away, and I literally had to get up at 6 o'clock this morning. And I was literally getting ready like this. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not made for this life. This life is not made for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm the same. I can't do it. I try and I can't.
I think, and to be honest with you, like I actually speak about it a lot at therapy. Like that was a lot of what I was working on, like right at the beginning, because I am I'm on the long waiting list to be diagnosed with ADHD, and I really struggle with like paralysis in the morning. And so I have 100 things to do. I know exactly what they are. I can tell you what they are. I can tell you how I'm going to do them. Like, I know I got all the information, and it's really hard to explain to someone who hasn't experienced it, like what it means to just not be able to do it. And so basically, my therapist said to me, like, you need to stop writing to-do lists. That you see a lot of people on social media say, write your to-do list like the night before. And that's great, except that I was writing really unrealistic to-do lists. So I'd be like, right, I'm going to be up at 7, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to film 3 videos by 9 a.m. or whatever. And that meant that when I inevitably then woke up at like 8:30 or something, because I had gone to bed later because I'm a night owl and I was editing into the early hours, like I would wake up a failure, having missed 10 things off my to-do list already, feeling so deflated. And so basically, Ian, my therapist, was like, I'm going to start calling him Ian. Ian was like, you're not allowed to put anything on your to-do list before 12 o'clock lunchtime.
Yeah.
Unless and anything you do is a bonus. And now the only thing I ever do in terms of like booked in and scheduled is personal training at 8 a.m. Or I have therapy on Tuesdays at 11. But apart from that, nothing is scheduled in. And if I get up and I'm feeling really good and I'm like, yeah, let's crack on, like, yay. But if not, I go for a walk, I go and get a coffee, I watch my TV program, and I start work at 12. And like that has just revolutionized my life. And it's just made me feel so much differently about my life.
That's what works for you.
Yeah, it's made me feel different about me. I don't feel like a failure anymore because I know I can achieve so much, but I have to work with my body. And my body, I am not engaged in the mornings. I'm just not. So I'd rather go and smash out a workout, which also really helps me because it like clears whatever brain fog situation is going on. Like it really helps. So yeah, that works for me. So yeah, I am not a 5 a.m. gym filming at 7. No, it's never going to happen.
No, and do you know what? Actually, I really don't like. I feel like this is like a gap in the market. So you know, like you get like a journal, not a journal, sorry, a planner, and it's like times, and they start at like 4 a.m. I'm like, well, now I can't put anything in my 4 a.m. so it looks like I'm being unproductive.
Yeah, but a lot of creators I've seen like get up at like 5. And so
I know,
maybe
but then we need journals for people that start in the afternoon.
100%. Like I have filmed whole campaigns, edited them, submitted them after 10 p.m. on multiple occasions. Like I thrive in the evening. It could be like 8 p.m. I'm deep cleaning the house. I've done a food shop. I have done all of my admin. I've filmed a video because this like power takes over me. I am an actual superhero when this like ADHD zoomies kick in. It's incredible what I can achieve, genuinely. But if it doesn't hit, it's like, come on, zoomies, like really could do with you now. Like I've got so much to do. But yeah, so just trying to like work with my natural body clock, which is just later. And it works so much better. I feel so much more positive about myself. I don't feel like a failure anymore. I get more done and I get a lion. I love it.
Yeah, and that's literally why we do what we do, right? We're self-employed because we work to like our own schedules. We don't have the rules we don't have to start at a certain time. It's literally just because we're seeing other people do it that we're like, oh, maybe like I should be doing that. I should be up at silly o'clock as well. When actually I'm like, but I don't need to get up tomorrow at 7 because what I've got to do can wait until like 9, for example.
And the only reason that you feel guilty, I think a lot of people feel guilty if they're not up and seizing the day by whatever time in the morning. But the reality is, like, we created this like idea of a 9 to 5. We decided at one point work hours are 9 till 5. Says who? Some people can achieve or want to be up and at the desk hours before, and the 9 to 5 job doesn't allow them to do that. They have to wait till 9. Some people are not ready to do anything at 9 a.m. and they should be going in at 12. I think you forget like how many people are sat in office jobs or sat in jobs working to a routine that actually doesn't really like best suit them. And so when you do find yourself in a position like us, where you're self-employed and in charge of your own schedule, instead of feeling like a failure if you're not getting up at a certain time or working for a certain time, you should just like really take stock. And I have to really take stock and be like, no, like so many people would kill to be in this position. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. I'm going to work however I need to work to make me happy and work with my body. And it's, I just think like having that grounding moment of like, I get to do whatever works for me. You're not a failure for not getting up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, one thing I saw the other day actually, it was on Facebook. I couldn't tell you where I saw it, but you know when something just comes up, and I clicked on it. It was basically about it was like a question. It was like, if you had the choice of like which work shift you'd want to work, and it was like, I think it was like a night shift, which was like 11 until 7 a.m, 7 until 3, 11 until 5, something like that. That there was different shifts, and it was like, which one would you choose? And all the comments were completely different. Like some people were like, oh, I love a night shift because now I'm like, I've got all this time in the day to do what I want. And then some people are like, oh, it has to be morning because then I can get home and enjoy my evenings. And then there's others that are like us, and they're like, I just don't function very well in the mornings. Like the afternoon, evening shifts are perfect. So it was just like, even in like any job, like other people feel the same way.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that there's so many different ways you can work that can help you. So this is a really random way to segue into the point. But for example, one of the things that I do, because I'm aware in the morning, if I'm not doing anything until like 10, 11, 12, like that's a lot of time that offices are open and people might be getting in contact with me, and that stresses me out. The idea that emails are coming in, I'm not all over it because I'm at the gym and I'm doing my thing. One thing I do is I do my admin in the evenings, because night owl Aimee sits in bed, taps on her laptop. Maybe it's 10 p.m, maybe it's 2 a.m, I don't know. But I will schedule my emails to go out the next morning at 8 a.m. Number one, so that it doesn't ever give the perception to brands that I'm available 24/7. Because if they get an email come in their inbox at like 2 a.m, they're going to be like, oh great, we can email them whenever. No. So I'll stick that, I'll maintain that boundary by making sure that I schedule it for, let's say, 8 a.m. And also that means that the next morning, if I'm not awake at 8, or if I'm not on my phone or on my emails at 8, my email's still gone. My admin's done. Like, brands might be replying back to me, but like I only emailed them this morning. Like it really like changed.
It's all an illusion.
It was really helpful to me. And I've said that to so many people who I've like voice noted. And I was literally speaking to a creator the other day, and she was like, I'm so glad you said that, because, as in about me not being a morning person, because I'm really not either. And like I always see creators talking about how they're up so early, and I'm like, no, like our poll, let's have a look at the results. Like not everyone is up at the crack of dawn. What did the poll say?
Hold on. Uno momento. I think it was actually between 6 and 9. No, sorry, 6 and 8.
When most people got
like
up.
won by miles. Or the pre-6 a.m. was actually the least voted for. There was only 2 votes for that. Tons of votes for 6 to 8. I'm squinting because I've got my glasses on. 6 to 8 got tons of votes. 8 to 9. That also got a ton of votes, but less so than the other one. So, like, most people are kind of not pre-6 a.m.
Yeah. Also, if you are getting up pre-6 a.m, I am not, like, shading you.
No, I take my hat off to you.
I'm so jealous of you. I wish. I would pay so much money to be an early bird. I really would. To get up, to go to the gym at silly o'clock in the morning when it's still dark. Oh, my God, I'd love it. But I remember when I used to get up so early, and I'd be driving with like the trucks on the M4. It was just like the HGVs and me on the way to my office. And I remember genuinely thinking, like, I am better than everyone else. Like, I am so superior to anyone else I know because I'm up earlier. It's this real superiority complex. Like, I was so proud of it, but I am just not that girl. I wish I was, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I love a lion.
There's a girl I follow, and she is a 5 a.m. Like, she's been doing it, I think years now. And every single time I watch her day in the lives, and I'm like, wow, like, this is inspirational. I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a 5. And then the next morning, I'm like, no, snooze.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. No. Also, I can get up at 5 a.m. if I don't go to bed at 2 a.m. Like, that's a very different situation.
Yeah.
And I do remember when I was getting up at that time, I was also going to bed at like 9:30 because I need a lot of sleep. They say women need 10 hours, don't they? It's not 6 to 8 like men. It's actually more like 8 to 10 for women. And I
need a solid 9, otherwise I don't function.
I need 19 hours. Like 5 hours awake tops for me, like, and a nap in between.
Yeah.
I need a lot of sleep.
Okay, so say it's like, it's a busy work day. What does your morning routine look like? Or what does your day routine look like?
Well, it's now the same as if it's a quiet work day. Like every day will start the same. And basically, I will set an alarm, but it will probably be for like 8:30, 9. And if I beat the alarm, great. And if I don't, fine. Luna tends to jump up on the bed and wake me up, and we have snuggles, so I'm normally awake anyway. And then I'll get up, I'll take her out, I'll come back, I'll make a coffee, I'll maybe watch an episode of my show, I'll maybe listen to my audiobook, I might have a shower, I might go to the gym. Like, really, it's just like whatever tickles my pickle that day, or whatever I've decided to do, like if I've got a PT session. But really, like kind of 10 o'clock onwards is when I'll then be getting ready, wash, blow drying my hair, whatever it might be. And I really genuinely like don't do work until about 11, 12. Maybe I'll do a food shop if that's what I decide I want to do that day. Like, and if I know I've got PT, so Mondays and Fridays, sorry, are my PT days. So those are also like, okay, I'm gonna return my Vinted parcels. I'm gonna call the surgery, the doctors whilst I'm on the way there. I'm gonna check in at the vets and pick up Luna's prescription, like whatever. Like I will stack so that then I'm still having a productive morning. And these are all like little wins in my day. I come back, I'm like, cool, I can now crack on with work. So it's like it's very chill. But that then really allows me to into the day. I feel very overwhelmed in the mornings. I feel very under pressure, very anxious. I'm just like, and then I can smash the day out. What about you? What's your morning look like?
Yeah. So I'm up pretty much every day at around 6 because Peaches is like, okay, time to go. So I'm up at that time because of her, but then I tend to kind of, once she's like got her energy out and she's done a business in the garden, we'll both kind of come back to bed and just kind of like lounge.
I was gonna say the number of times you've been like, oh, sorry, I fell asleep.
Yeah, no, I'm very bad at that. So I'll get back in bed and I'll either scroll on my phone, which I'm not meant to do in the morning, but I do that, or read, and then I kind of like lounge around until around 8, I'd say 7:30, depending on whether I've fallen back to sleep or not. And I'll probably, sometimes I emerge around 10. Depends how tired I am. My sleeping pattern is not, pattern is not with me at the moment. So like I'm going to sleep after midnight, which I find if I do that, the next day I'm so like groggy. So yeah, I think if I go to bed at a reasonable time, I could easily kind of get cracking with my morning. But at the moment, I'm definitely like a very slow emerger. I've literally got pug hair on my lip. That's disgusting.
But also, like, how many people get to their desk and think, oh my God, I just want to go out to bed, like, for another hour? Like, you're so lucky to be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's such a great position
I'm so grateful to be able to do it. Like, it's made a huge difference. Then what do? I tend to, I always have a shower. I have to shower once I'm up, and then I'm more productive, which I don't really know if there's like logic behind that.
I get that. I completely get that.
Yeah, I have to shower and clean my teeth, and then I tend to be fair, I'm more of I know a lot of people get up and start filming like straight away. I tend to just kind of lounge in like comfy clothes. I'll get my admin out of the way. Maybe I need to do what you do and schedule it so then I don't actually have to do that. So I do that, and then
I do admin in the day as well, 100%. I'm just, when you have like a big old admin session, like a lot of the time it's me in bed late at night, scheduling it for the next morning. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, so I tend to do like admin in the morning, like quite chilled, and then I'll like have lunch, and then I always feel like my food fuels me. So then I tend to do my filming like from like 11 maybe, I'd say. And then, like you say, just like other bits, like I'll fill my time with little errands, and yeah, that's it really. I don't really have a set routine, to be honest. Every day is different, which I kind of love. But yeah, that's me. I guess what we're trying to say is basically that a productive day does not look the same for everyone. And just because you don't wake up at 6 a.m. doesn't mean you're going to be any less productive, and you don't need to feel guilty for it. The main thing is you just need to find a way that works for you. As long as you've got work-life balance, there's no rules with being self-employed. Like, you are your boss. Work when works for you. But we did actually ask onto our Instagram ways that you guys find work-life balance. So I thought we could maybe go through like just some of the responses and see if we do them and see if they can help us.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to hear like how people do it, because there's definitely some little golden nuggets out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
What have we got?
Okay, so first up we have a set routine, like hourly blocks or days off, and stick to it.
Yeah, see, I would love to be able to do that, but it's just not me. It's just not how I am. I really try, and I guess, and I really see the value in it, and I'm really envious if you can implement that, because I really struggle to do it.
Yeah.
I guess I have certain things that are, for example, like my PT, that I have certain things that are in my diary every week that allow me to structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's impressive to me if you can do that, because it's just not how I work.
Yeah. I mean, the hourly blocks I don't do. I mean, to be fair, I do, like, if I'm feeling a little bit creatively, like, drained, I'll be like, right, I'm going to go for a dog walk for an hour. But I don't have it, like, in my diary that I'm like, right, at this time I'm going to stop. But I am trying to, like, have days off, for example, like the weekends.
Yeah.
Or, like, Monday. Like, I just took it off because I felt like it. And, like, my dad was also off and my mum. So, like, we all spent the day together. So I'm kind of like, I want to take advantage of... Sorry, I just touched the microphone. I want to take advantage of the fact that I've got this freedom. And also, like I said, like, I've come back so much more inspired. And whether that's the hormones or just because I've had a day off, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that definitely the days off needs to be a thing. Because I think in this industry, you're, like, just constantly...
Oh yeah, 100%.
On.
Yeah. Also, when they say hourly blocks, when you look at, like, the productivity method, for example, and Grace Beverly, when she talks about how she kind of structures her day, she does these hourly blocks, or these blocks of work, and I need to try and do it more, because I think it can be revolutionary.
Yeah.
It's just not how I naturally am. I'm just really bad at structure, implementing and sticking to structure. I'm great at making the plan. I'm just not good at following it through.
Yeah.
But the days off thing really resonates, because I just think, like, when like, inspiration for content can be all around you, and when you realize that everything is content, just like existing, you look around thinking, oh, that color's made me think something, oh, that song's made me think something, oh, that coffee cup, whatever, like, that TikTok I've just watched, everything is inspiration, and it's really hard to actually turn yourself off and be like, no, don't even think, like, yeah, that's so hard.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Saying that, actually, the next one does say taking weekends off, and also finishing work by 5 p.m. if I can.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I finish work at 5 p.m. because sometimes I do really late nights. But that person probably starts earlier than I do.
Yeah.
The weekends, I totally agree. And that was something I implemented in 2025. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, was to take weekends off, because I just found myself spreading all of my work over 7 days, which is so easy to do when you're just like, I'm just not feeling it today. I'll do a little bit of it tomorrow. Really trying to stick to that. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
Do you take every weekend off?
I want to say yeah. I have done bits over the weekend, but nothing like, I haven't done a full day's work at the weekend. Like, I might have had, like, a little bit to film or an email that I'm like, I need to respond to this. But then I also try and tell myself that a lot of businesses don't work at the weekends either, so there's no point me rushing to respond if they're not going to reply. So yeah, I want to say yeah. You do, don't you?
I try and, like, I used to all the time. I don't anymore, unless I pre-plan to do it. If I know that week I've got these nice things in my diary and I'm not therefore working on Wednesday, or I've got big deadlines or whatever, as long as I've pre-planned it. But what I don't do anymore is say, oh, sod it, I'm just gonna have a chill one today. It's not happening for me. I'll just do it tomorrow. Because I used to always do that, and then I'd end up working 7 days a week because I just wasn't being really productive and efficient on my work days. So then I didn't take days off. So I don't work weekends anymore, unless pre-planned and necessary.
Yeah, and I feel, to be honest, I feel like the 5 p.m. thing we could almost flip that, in the sense that someone that starts earlier, switch off by 5 p.m. because then you've got the evening to, like, completely regenerate your brain, bring it all back, whereas that might be like the morning for us, like taking that slower morning, we're taking that time.
So true.
So I think maybe we just flip it, but, like, same sort of thing.
Yeah, that's so true.
Another one, again, slow down on the weekend as much as I can, because I need to reset my mind for the next week, which I think is so important.
Yeah, digital detox. Oh
yeah. Oh, I've had
dreamy.
My weekend just gone, and the weekend before, actually. Every weekend is a digital detox. I was out in nature. I was watching lambs be born. Like, I had such a digital detox. That's such a tongue twister. And I just always feel
It feels so
much better
hippy
for
dippy,
it.
doesn't it? But
Yeah.
you just forget, like, just getting outside.
Yeah.
You just become this like earth baby. You're like, oh
Yeah.
God, I just want to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk barefoot for the rest of my life. It's
Yeah.
just like you just reconnect. I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever find as well, like, if you stare at your phone or computer for too long, you actually feel like you're going cross-eyed?
No, but I think that's scary in itself because I feel like I probably should feel that way. Maybe that says my screen time is so high. Yeah, no, I don't. But I do get awful headaches, and I get headaches anyway, so I do not need any help in that department. That's when I know I've really overdone it. I'm like, oh, you've actually strained your eyes, and like your eyes can take a lot.
Yeah.
So you've really done diddled it.
Yeah. We've got another one, never working a weekend. Work email is only on my laptop, not my phone, and I did this recently.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. I need to do that.
That's made a real difference.
I need
for me,
to do that.
You do.
That's going to make me so much less anxious. That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I always panic if I don't reply to an email quick enough. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if I don't know that I've got it, then can't panic about it. So yeah,
that's a really good one. I love that.
We've got balance ? Who is she? So true. Another one. Remove emails from your phone. Try not to work weekends. Just like a 9 to 5 job, which I think is a solid point.
I've got a good one. Can I add one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Mine is do not disturb button. Because if my email's dinging, or turn your email ding off, that's another one.
Or if Amy's voice
do not disturb.
Do not disturb.
Yep. That's the only reason. It's the sole reason I don't know, Jackie. But like, if I need to, like, do not disturb, because then I know no emails are coming in because they can't. Like, I can't see them, and no texts can come in. If I put a reel up and I'm getting notifications, I can't hear any of them. Like, do not disturb, because I cannot. Like, if my phone's ding 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 and I have to look, so do not disturb is my best friend. Obviously, I said not working weekends, and the other one I would say is scheduling emails to go out the next morning if you're a night owl, so that number one, you protect your boundaries of, like, in terms of the hours you're available, and also so that you keep on top of in a way that works for you. You know. Yeah. So those been. What about you? What golden nuggets have you got to share with the group?
I don't really know. I think we've already covered it. I think maybe it would just be like the way that you book in a work meeting, also book in like self-care. Book in a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like how I would achieve balance, maybe. I don't work weekends. I don't think I have anything else to give, to be fair.
Someone said that to me once in my old job. They said if you've got a meeting at 11, you turn up for your meeting at 11. If you've got a spin class at 6, treat it like a meeting. Put it in your diary, like plan around it. And if something comes up, you say, I'm sorry, I've got spin at 6. Like, you have to protect. And I think lots of people are really quick to abandon those things. But actually, you're right, like, really protect them and prioritise them.
Another thing as well that I think really influences the way we think is, like, just traditional, like, business hustle, I suppose. Like, what we're ingrained to think is the right way to work. And we did actually
especially on social media.
Yeah, we did ask just if you have any advice that you don't necessarily agree with, or I can't remember what the question said.
I think we said that you dislike or you reject.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Instagram and TikTok are full of, like, win the morning, win the day, very aggressive messaging. Like, get up at 5. You know, your days, your first days. You've got 3. Do you remember? Have you seen that video where he's like, I have 3 days in a day? He has, like, from this time to this time is day 1. From this time in the day to this time is day 2. So. And this time to this time is day 3. So no wonder I'm more productive, because I've got 3 days for everyone else's 1. He's just split his day up. Basically, he's saying, work all day and you'll get more done.
He needs to take a leaf out of Molly May's book. We've all got the same 24 hours.
Yeah, but also, that's absolutely fine. If you haven't got anything else to commit to, if you want your hormones to go off balance, if you want your sleep to go out the window, if you don't have any fitness goals, it's just so unrealistic. I hate this hustle grind culture.
That's just work.
It's just not for me. What did people say
what you've just said is probably
Is that what everyone said?
70% of what people have said.
Really?
So
Yeah.
we've
Good.
got
I love that.
that you can't have a healthy work-life balance when you're building a business. That's so untrue. You can. Yeah, not
You can
advised,
build
but
whatever
I
business
hate
you
the
want.
hustle culture. It's so toxic. Not advised, but I hate grind culture. It's dangerous for your health.
Grind culture. Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah,
Grind.
general hustle culture that you have to be working 24/7.
Because sorry, can I just say, even the word grind, like it's not a comfortable experience. Like
No.
grind, there's friction, there's resistance. It's
Yeah.
not meant to be happening. Like
Yeah.
I just hate the whole
Look
word.
at a coffee bean. When you grind it, it comes out as powder. Like,
Absolutely crumbles. That would be me.
Yeah.
Grind culture turns me into ground coffee.
yeah.
Not good.
That you have to get up at 5 a.m. in order to be successful and productive. You
Yeah,
are
I agree
so
with that one.
Right.
Like the 5 a.m. club. Like not everyone. But not everyone's body works that way.
Okay, there are loads on here, but I'm going to say that the key, just so I don't keep repeating myself, the key takeaway is that we hate hustle culture. Like, that needs to get in the bin.
I'm glad because I hate it, and I just think it's so damaging, and I think
Yeah.
it's so detrimental to your health. And I'm all for working hard, 100%, and I'm all for there are days when it's get up and go because you've got shit to do.
Yeah.
I get it, I do that too. But the idea that should be your norm, or that's like minimum expectation, or if you're not doing that, you're not working hard enough, or you're failing. Absolutely not. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, that is I'm building a business that I'm proud of and that I want to run.
Yeah.
And that fuels
Works for
or
me.
allows me, that allows me to live the life I want. And the life I want to live doesn't look like hustle culture, girl boss vibes. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I just want to live on a farm. No, I don't really. I just want to make sourdough. I tried. Were you?
I was
it
going to
you?
say, not with your attempts, crikey.
I tried to make my first sourdough bread. My first sourdough loaf when Aimee came to stay. I'd made the starter. It took me a week to make it. I was so proud. What did I call the starter? Marta the starter. And safe to say that Aimee was greeted to a
It wasn't
rock
recognisable
of bread.
as sourdough, let's just say.
It was so hard.
What did I say? I was like, it's dense.
Well, did we eat it? Did we try it?
We cut it in half and it was
Did
literally
we?
like
I can't remember.
solid as a rock.
Yeah, there was no air in that bad boy. So, well, yeah, that's on my 30 before 30 list. Make sourdough bread, which technically has been ticked
How
off, but
long
it
have
wasn't
we
edible.
got?
So, what until I'm 30?
Yeah.
Like 6 months. Oh God, just less
I've got
than
less
6
than
months.
3. I've got less than 3.
30 is going to be fantastic to us. I can feel it. I can
Yeah,
feel
it is. I agree.
Flirty, 30 and 30, flirty and thriving.
Absolutely. There is a spider on the wall.
A second guest.
That's another celebrity guest.
Yay!
You're so welcome.
Sid the Spid. Welcome.
What do you have to say, Mr. Spider? Right. I feel like we've yappa enough.
Always.
So, should we finish with a question?
Why not? Hit me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you because I want to know the advice.
Ooh.
How do you know when you need to take a day off? Like when it's good for you, when you're at a limit, and you don't want to get past that.
Ooh. How do I know when I actually, as in, want to take a day off versus need to take a day off?
Yeah. Sorry, I worded that so like blah blah blah. Yeah. When do
I-
you know that you need to take a day off?
If my sleep is impacted, I know that I'm stressed or something's slipping.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling anxious, day off. My body's very communicative with me. I'm a bit fragile, so my body is like, help. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, if I'm
Does
anxious.
she listen to it?
I do. I can't not. I'm like, okay, like, I guess we won't film today then. That's that. Or if I'm just miserable, like again, like my mood, I'm a really positive, passionate person. If that drops, something's off, something's ski whiff, and I need to pick myself up real quick because I'm very good at spiraling.
Yeah.
That would be my honest answer.
Yeah.
A change of mood, whether that's anxiousness or low mood, and if my sleep's impacted. Those are the signs where I'm like, okay, we need to have a little reset. And not just a day off, get out the house, fresh air, friends, distraction. That's me. What about you?
I actually think I'd agree. If I feel anxious, then I'm like, see ya, like nothing's happening. Also, if I'm like, if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, like if I'm not enjoying putting together like a script, or like if I'm really not feeling inspired, then I'm just like, okay, like we need a refresh. Day off it is, because there's no point trying to force it.
Yeah.
I might as well just take that day off to reset. So I'd probably say, like, if I'm changing mood, like you say, and if I'm just not enjoying it, if I'm not, like, if something feels like it's off, then it is off, and I'll listen to that.
I love that. That's really true. That resonates with me. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, like, after being in like a 9 to 5 that just did drain me so much for so long, it's such a priority to me. Like, if something even like slightly feels off, I'm like, no, okay, let's start again.
I love that.
Like, I'm in control now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to control it, you know?
I love that. What a gorgeous note to end on. I love that. What a gorgeous little nugget at the end. I love that. That was great. No, that's so true. That really resonates with me. So I agree. What a chin waggy episode. I just felt like we were on. I mean, I was gonna say I felt like we were on FaceTime. We are on FaceTime, but like, I like these episodes.
We say this every week.
Yeah, I just like it when it feels like I just get to chat to you. You just get to have like a nice, meaningful conversation with a friend, and then other people get to listen. But hopefully, it's just kind of made anyone who, like me, like you, sometimes sees these. It's not even necessarily the day in the life. It's more actually, I think, stories when people are like, you know, I've been up, I've done this, and it's so incredible and so impressive. But I'm like, but then there's not the balance of people like me, and that's my fault too. Like, maybe I should be putting things up, being like, got up at 10, did a food shop, had a bath, like,
maybe we need to do the day in the life of the evening. That's what we need to start. It can be a new trend.
Night in the life of, maybe. But hopefully it's just made people feel a little bit less alone if they're not a member of the 5 a.m. club and they don't film loads in the morning. Yeah, because as we said, the point of this podcast was to make it feel a little bit less lonely, was to make it feel like we were friends in an office because we're all kind of colleagues in this weird way. And hopefully that's kind of brought a little bit of that energy to today's episode. So a good one, I think.
Yeah, and just get rid of the guilt. There's no need for the guilt. Like, I'll literally wake up, be scrolling on my phone, and someone will be like, oh, I've filmed this many videos already, and I'm just there like, good for you.
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a great nap.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So,
I agree.
Look at it with a positive twist.
I agree. Amazing.
Okay, so I think we've said all we have to say on the topic, to be honest. So that is it from us. We will be here same time next week, and we hope you will be too. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you then.
Love you, bye.